In this video, we are going to see a question which is asked in Capgemini. So let's read the description. So it says, create customer and address classes as per the given structure with getters and setter methods. And what they are saying, customer and address classes are related with a has a relationship. So we will see an example. What is has a relationship? See this diagram. In this diagram, there are three classes: bike, pulsar, and engine. Bike and pulsar are related with each other in a is a relationship because pulsar is a bike, and pulsar and engine are related with each other with a has a relationship because pulsar has a engine. So similarly, in our example, customer has an address, so they are related with has a relationship. Now these are the members of class customer, and these are the members of class address. Now we will see what are the tasks that we have to do. So they are saying create a constructor for the customer and address with all the fields of the class. So first task is to create a constructor, and second task is override toString method to return all the fields using string concatenation. So they have given the example. Our example should print toString like this. So we will start creating class. We go to, this is an assignment. Let it be an interview. We'll create a class. First we will create customer. These were the members given. So we will define the data type. User ID should be of type int. Email ID would be string. Password would be string. First name string. Last name string. City string. And then phone number also we are taking as string, or we could have taken as long. So it is complaining because we have not put semicolons after. So now we will create our class address in similar way. We will copy paste the members. We'll remove this. This is string. First put semicolons this time. State would be string. This, and this is also string. So at this point, they are just two separate classes. They are not at all related with each other. So to establish has a relationship, what we will have to do, like in this example, pulsar should have a engine. Similarly here, customer should have an address. So customer should has an address. So here we will create a reference variable of address. Now this is a has a relationship. Let's move to the task. So they were saying create setters and getter method. So I'll tell you a shortcut to how to create getters and setters. So you will have to do a right click, go to source. Here you see generate getters and setters. Select all. So this will generate getters and setters for all the members of a class. And what is the use of these methods? we will always have these as private, so that nobody can directly modify these members. We will always give our user methods getter and setter, so that setter will be used to set id, getter will be used to get id of an object. Similarly here, email will be used to get email. Now let's create getter setter in this class, address class as well. Right click, source, generate getters and setters, select all, generate. Now you can see getters and setters are generated. So our first task, which was written here, is done. Now we will have to go to second task. Second task is create a constructor for customer and address with all the fields of the class. So let's see how can we generate a constructor. So in Eclipse, there is a shortcut for that also. Right click, source, and here you will see constructor using fields. So because they are asking us to generate using all the field, so we will use it all the fields. Now we have a constructor with all the fields. We will perform same in address. What are the steps? Right click, source, generate constructor using fields, select all. If they would have asked us to use just 3, we would have unselected this country. Constructors are also done. Now let's move to the third task. They are asking us to override toString method and return all the fields using string concatenation. So for this also we have a shortcut. Just right click, source, generate toString, select all the fields, generate. Same steps we will perform in customer class. Right click, source, generate toString, use all the fields. So this was your assignment, and let's see if it runs properly or not. So we will create a address customer driver class. Here we will have a method name. We'll first create an address object. Yes. City we will give as state we will give as Karnataka. In zip, since this was numbers, we will say 560056, and country is India. Now we will create object of customer class. So ID we will give as 1. Email ID we will give as rahul@gmail.com. Password would show our exact password as Rahul. Last name we will give as Dravid. City, gender, phone number. Since we had taken it as a string, so I am giving it string and digit number. And address already we have created, so it is not asking for address. Now we will have to simply print customer. I'll tell you one thing. If this toString was not there, We will comment it out. Okay, and we will run this. So let's see what gets printed. See, this is just printing a hash code of customer class. So to print meaningful, to have meaningful messages to be printed when a toString method is called on object, we should always override toString method. So now we will run and see what is the output. We will also copy it from our example, what was asked us to print, and that we will see. So here they were asking us to print customer user ID, okay, email ID, and password, first name, last name, city, gender, phone number, and then they had address equal to address, city Bangalore, state Karnataka. So our assignment is done.